A man walks down the street, he says, "Why?"
Welcome back to Double Al. I'm Al. We are here with the other Al, as always. No guest this week, but that's okay. We always have better conversations when there's no one here, anyways.
That's true. I much prefer this.
It's a lot
I hate when we
quieter.
have guests. Especially last week. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was maybe one of the least appealing panels we could have put together. It was kind of last
Wow.
minute, It is what it is.
We did the best we could. We did the best we could with what we were given.
We have a sponsor this week.
Ooh.
I don't know why I can't get this
Can't do
right.
it.
It came in Jack Margarita, baby.
Interesting. I've got my little sponsor. It's going to be a little Witch's Brew spiced apple wine. Getting into the fall spirit finally.
Yeah, we're out of the summer shandies and all the other summer drinks you were enjoying.
Absolutely. Heavy pour for today.
You need it. We will get into the scores for this week. But first, let's cover the trade block. There's been quite a bit of action. There's been a lot of offers getting shot around in every which way, and 3 actually went through. I had a trade with Devin. I received Zach Moss, sending away Christian Kirk. Jeff received Brian Thomas Jr. From Zane, sending him Jerome Ford, and Ian received Sam Laporta from Zane. Zane was sort of in a trade frenzy, and he received T. Higgins. Zane announced to us that his whole team was for sale, and he really meant it. I received some trade offers from Zane, sent some his way. None of those actually ended up panning out, as we are not covering any of them here today. But he did get 2 through.
There you go. Congratulations, Zane, for the fire sale. Nobody wants to give me any running backs. I tried to get running backs. There were some good offers out there, but unfortunately I just couldn't bring myself to accept anything that would get rid of A.J. Brown.
Oh, okay. So the audience can now know not to send Alan trade offers for A.J. Brown.
Or keep doing it, and eventually if there's one good enough, if there's one that, frankly, I deem that is one-sided on my favor, I'll accept.
Let's look at the winners here. So the top one, I know I was part of this, so I am going to be inherently biased, but I do think this is a pretty even trade given the team's needs. Devin needing wide receivers, myself needing running backs. Both of these guys are probably going to be on the bench for us unless it's bye weeks, so I think we're just trading some of our bench characters.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's looking for what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, and then that Jeff Zane one troubles me a little bit for Zane because Brian Thomas has been doing pretty well this year. And Jerome Ford, I don't know exactly when Nick Chubb is going to be coming back, but once that does happen, I think Jerome Ford's workload is going to drastically decrease. And Brian Thomas has no sign of decreasing his workload at all. So
Yeah,
Zane might be fighting for temporary gains at the running back positions because he needs wins now. He's a little bit behind.
yeah.
As far as the Sam Laporta T. Higgins trade, that seems pretty even. I mean, Sam Laporta has been not too good in fantasy so far at the beginning of this year. T. Higgins has been hurt. Not a lot of a data set there. So, the teams are getting their needs there.
Yeah, this that last trade seems like it's just too early to judge. We'll have to take a look at that one again in a few weeks and just see, are the Lions actually just not really using a ton of Sam Laporta? And what does a fully healthy T. Higgins look like for the Bengals? So right now it's too early to judge. I'd say, like you said, pretty even. But one team has the potential to come out on top, and really it could be either.
All right, I think this was the most exciting game of the week. Heading into Sunday night, Joey had like a 90% chance of winning, and as you can see here, that did not end up happening. We had a lot of trash talk on the show last week, and even a friendly wager was placed. The winner of this match receiving the difference in points, that amount of dollars. So happy to report that Joey will be paying Ian $5.04, which that doesn't sound like all that exciting, actually, does it?
No, that's kind of, That might be less money than our bet.
Yeah, yeah, we bet cents
Yeah.
per point. But anyways, Joey Sunday night had Zay Flowers and James Cook, both very much disappointing him. 2 and 5.8 points respectively. And then Ian on Monday night, Amon-Ra St. Brown ended up receiving a touchdown and throwing a touchdown. Pretty exciting stuff to watch. I don't know if you watched that Lions game.
I admittedly did not, but I did see the highlights, especially of that throwing touchdown.
He did run the Philly special.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I watched the predictions back last week just to see which of us got all these game predictions we do at the end of the show right. And I predicted this might be a low scoring, close affair. I like to give myself a little bit of credit because my predictions have been so off so far this year. I did get one right.
But who did you predict to win?
I did predict Joey.
Yep, that's what I thought. Who predicted Ian?
You predicted Ian.
I sure did. I sure
Did. So you got the game right. I got
This is becoming more important to me than the actual outcome of the fantasy season.
You had a pretty good week. Won't spoil it yet, but you had a pretty good week. We'd be remiss not to cover some of the players here. Kyler Murray also kind of disappointing fantasy-wise and disappointing football-wise, only 14 points versus Washington's 42 points.
Yep. Yeah.
Jordan Mason, pretty good game. Mike Evans, pretty good game.
Rasheed Rice.
Oh, we're missing the
Gotta suck
big.
for Joey.
We're missing the plot here. Yeah, Rashee Rice gets his ACL possibly torn in half by his quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Gets 0 points. I was at a nice restaurant, mac and cheese establishment back here in our hometown, watching this game. And what?
Is this an ad?
This is an ad for Mooney's. Everyone, go to Market Street, get some Mooney's.
Absolutely.
Not sponsored, actually. That's just a friendly shout out. However, Joey went to the bathroom during that play and came back to see his wide receiver one out for maybe the rest of the year.
Yeah. That's a
Ian and I
that's a
got to
tough
break the
look.
news to him.
That's tough for Joey. That's tough for Joey.
What's tough for Ian is Mike Gesicki only putting up 0.1 points. That was from one reception of -9 yards.
I just found out Mike Gesicki's in Cincinnati now. No idea.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's pretty impressive to have one reception and have -9 yards.
That is crazy.
Overall, not a lot to talk about in terms of good for
No.
both teams. Low
That's
scoring
like
affair.
you said, low scoring.
Ian gets the win, but wins a win. Joey falling further behind in that division.
Sucks to be Joey.
Now, I'm sorry, we do have to cover this, the Double Al Bowl, and we do get 2 Double Al Bowls this year, so later in the year you can come for vengeance. But for this one, my team finally performs. I've been waiting 4 weeks for this. Your team does what it's done. You know, I guess that's what's expected out of your team. You defied expectations for 2 of the first weeks, and then Joey predicted the Allen bye might be starting. I don't think the Allen bye is actually starting. I think this is just a slump. I think you're going to pick it back up. But this week it was pretty rough.
Yeah, I need help. I need help at running back for sure. I need AJ Brown to come back. I need DJ Moore to step up a little more, and I need my quarterback situation to not be horrible. I wish Tua didn't get hurt.
Yeah, that's some
Jaden Reed's
unluck
been
injury
fun
luck.
though. Yeah, Jaden Reed's been fun. Juwan Jennings was fun for 1 week. Dalton Kincaid has been really disappointing the whole time, and I had some pretty good performances on my bench, but
Yeah, Jordan Addison putting up 22.9.
yeah,
A little bit
It wouldn't have
regretful
got me a
having him
win.
there.
wouldn't have
I
got
guess
me a
that's
win.
true. Xavier Leggett also having a pretty good game.
Yeah, almost 20 points from him as well. So, but you know,
That being
up
said,
to
I
this
had
point-
someone on my bench that scored 20 plus points as well at the running back position.
Yep. So, you know, that being said, Jordan Addison's been hurt so far this year, and Xavier Leggett has not been good so far. So I wasn't going to put them in my starting lineup quite yet. And you know what? Maybe maybe they'll both be, or one of them will be in my starting lineup this coming week.
Yeah, I think that's a totally acceptable answer. Nothing wrong with that. But we also had a friendly wager of cents, so I would like you to Venmo me at your convenience 59 cents, please.
I got you. I'll do it right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll just quickly go through some of the performances on my team, even though I'm the target audience and I'm not going to be rewatching this, so it's kind of pointless. But Nico Collins, 33.1. I would say his game of the year so far. CeeDee Lamb finally putting up a good performance, 23.6 points. And then overall strong, pretty much all around except for Braylon Allen. I shouldn't have started him in the first place.
Yeah, he had the one big week, but, besides
I think he's only going to be startable confidently if something happens to Breece Hall. And we don't hope injuries on anyone. We do not hope that happens.
No, indeed not.
Just awaiting confirmation over on my side for the payment of the wager.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. There you go. I didn't even know you could send 59 cents over Venmo.
Very good. Alan has paid me 59 cents.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, you could have got the username in there. Everybody
Didn't
feel
want
free
it.
to Venmo me.
We'll put that at the end.
There you go.
All right, Jeff beats Owen. I'd like to say I was the only one that predicted this. Everyone said Owen's going to win. I said Jeff was going to win. Jeff has probably the top two team in the league, so Owen might be top three. But after a performance like this, there might be some questions in the Owen fandom. Patrick Mahomes only puts up 13. You want more out of him. Malik Nabers, you were telling me after this Thursday night game that he might be performing so well for the Giants that he might save Daniel Jones' career, which I really hope he doesn't do.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that he's accidentally going to save Daniel Jones' job. But,
That would suck so bad.
if he does, we'll just get Arch Manning. It's fine.
That's what we need. We just need another Manning.
We need another Manning.
Is he a sophomore now?
I think so.
I mean, who knows when he's going to enter the NFL?
Yeah, I don't know if it would be next year, after next season, or another after that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
We'll have to see. We don't want to rush the kid. Neighbors will be waiting here
rush him.
for whenever he's ready.
We need him. We need him so
anyway,
bad, please.
Jeff has very good running backs, very good wide receivers, pretty good tight end, and the rest of the team really doesn't matter all that much. So
How did he get away with this?
I don't
How
know.
did we let
Well,
this happen?
one of the ways he got away was Alvin Kamara picked him up late. No one expected him to be a top 3 running back in fantasy this year. Everyone thought he was washed. For the wide receivers, he traded for a few of these, I believe. He's been sending trades left and right. I don't know how his bench looks. I do know he has 4 quarterbacks on his team, which I usually wouldn't recommend to almost anyone. But he keeps winning,
Yeah.
so maybe I have to go pick up like Daniel Jones and Justin Fields, put him on my team.
Don't say that.
But overall,
dire.
oh, and I know you watch. You will be back next week, won't you? This is a one-time thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still Owen's #1 fan. I'm his biggest supporter, and I think he's still the Shiva favorite, the Shriram favorite.
Yeah, I don't know what that first thing you said was. The Shriram favorite.
Yeah, I got my references mixed up,
Different friend group. Come on.
as one does.
All right, and this was another game. I was the only one that predicted this one right as well. The fully defeated Ryan comes away with his first good performance of the year, and it's a win. So, and that is with Breece Hall only putting up with 3.8 points. So I think his team is pretty scary.
I don't know if I'd go as far as saying pretty scary, but this was definitely a very good performance from Ryan here. Besides Breece Hall, pretty much, and Dustin Hopkins, but who cares about the kicker? It's a great performance from pretty much everybody. Still, with Kelsey, he outperformed his projected, but at this point, it feels like maybe this is just Travis Kelsey now. He's getting double and triple teamed almost every play, and he's also like 36. So it might just
but
be,
now that
you know,
now
he's
that Rashi Rice is hurt, I do think he's going to
is
get
true.
a little bit higher percentage of the targets. Just because who else is he going to throw it to? Is Patrick Mahomes going to be throwing to Juju Smith-Schuster out there?
He could be.
He's going to try. He's not going to catch him. They're
certainly
going
gonna try.
they're going to go out on the waiver wire and get Kadarius Toney again because
Yeah, I was gonna
Rashi
say
Rice
they're
is
gonna
hurt.
get Kadarius. Yeah.
I don't think Kadarius Toney will ever have a job again unless it's at like Trader Joe's.
He just isn't hireable at all in any field.
Yeah, he could do groceries, I think.
True.
He'd be pretty good at the grocery game. He doesn't
True.
get enough credit for his abilities over there.
Well, I don't know. His hands are pretty bad. He's got explosiveness though. So what would that?
He's going to
What's
sprint
with bad
at
hands?
customers. That's what he's going to do.
Okay, that's actually my favorite thing to do at a grocery store.
I'd like to see it. Bobby, a little bit of a disappointment over there, 101.
Yeah.
I bet that, 101, the way the scores have been this year, probably wins a lot of games. There's been a lot of sub 100 scores.
It's true.
However, Ryan just put one together this week.
Had a big game. Bobby, Calvin Ridley, pretty poor performance. I could have told you that after being a Calvin Ridley fantasy owner last year. I could have told you that he would not be putting together big games. But yeah, I mean, just not big from Bobby, and not necessarily all that bad either, but definitely not enough to beat 156.
Yeah, Brock Bowers was doing really good. He had a great start. He's kind of like calmed down a little bit, regressed a little bit to the mean, if you will.
Yeah.
And the tight end position is just so hard this year.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough.
Speaking to Bobby here, please accept my trade that's out to you right now.
Bobby, please
and-
don't accept his trade so he offers me potentially the same deal.
I don't think you'd want it.
Probably not, but I need
But
reference.
also
Please.
speaking to Bobby, you can make your plea in a second. Bobby commented, "Don't make the thumbnail my game. I'd like to let you know we don't control the thumbnail. It's auto-generated. It's not that deep."
The YouTube hates your games or loves your games, Bobby.
Did he lose last week?
I don't
Yeah.
know. He probably did, or else he wouldn't have been asking us to not make the thumbnail his game. I think if he had won, he would
Alright.
have been happy having the.
Let's skip this one.
My goodness.
Yeah, so the
Woof.
Zane buy is real. That's why
Zay is very
Zane
real.
made a bunch of trades, but Devin comes away with a win of 99 points. Bobby wishes he was playing Devin this week. The only shining point of Devin's team this week was the Detroit running backs, and that's because the team overall scored 42 points. Other than that, super disappointing.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, 7.3 points. Unbelievably
Yeah, not a
bad.
great game for the Bills. Not a great game for really anybody besides Pat Fryermuth, who would have seen that one coming, and Zach Moss for Devin. But yeah, Zane, my goodness, Kyle Pitts, 0. Is Kyle
I know a
Pitts
thing
the
or two.
Is he the most disappointing player ever?
I know a thing or two about 0-point tight end performances. He might be.
Yeah.
There's some classic examples of busts in the draft, and you usually think about first overall picks. But
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, in terms of fantasy disappointment, every year there's this huge hype train that this is the next guy. He's going to reinvent the tight end position, and it just never happens. This year it was
And
as a new quarterback, and he's going to get way better quarterback play with this Kirk Cousins fella, but it's not happening.
And I don't even know if it's his fault. I feel like they just don't use him ever. And I don't know. Maybe he's just not that good, and that's why they don't use him. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to say because he still seems like he's a good option for them, but they just won't use him.
A lot more passes to Drake London, and I appreciate that as a Drake London owner. Zane just has disappointments all around, like Tyreek Hill losing Tua. That hurts
Yeah.
quite a bit. The only positive
would've thought?
performance from this team was Brian Thomas Jr., who is the person Zane traded away. So Zane might score 40 points next week
I wouldn't be shocked.
if he doesn't change anything else. God, Sam Laporta also 9.3, not that good, but surprisingly one of his highest scorers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, bad game.
No
for
longer
both
on his
teams.
team.
But a
And
win is a
Cameron
win
Dicker, you
for
would you think
Devin.
with Dicker he would get some more points, but
Ah,
yeah, bad game.
Thank
We don't want to leave this on the screen any longer than we have to. Joey, can you please go to the next slide? Thank
yeah,
you,
it's
Joey.
cruel and unusual punishment. My goodness.
All right, and Pranov, his team's just so good.
It's so good.
156 points. I don't really have that much to say about Dom's team, and they're pretty middle of the road performance here.
Yeah.
Ramondre
Baker was
Stevens,
good.
Ramondre Stevenson does fumble for the fourth week in a row. At this rate, he'll have 17 fumbles, so that'd be, I think, a record-breaking season for him. But yeah, Baker has a good score. Some other players have bad scores. Jonathan Taylor, I think, gets hurt. He might be out next week. And then Pranov, just overall great performances all around. Scary team to play. I'm not looking
Yeah.
forward to the week that I have to play Pranov. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I already played Pranov. I got that out of the way.
I'm also not looking forward to the week I have to play Pranov. I'll give you a spoiler alert. We'll see what week that is in a few slides.
Just Jaden Daniels, very nice surprise for anyone who got him this year in fantasy. Derrick Henry, running back number 1 on the year. Justin Jefferson, doesn't matter who the quarterback is, he's going to score pretty well. Stephon Diggs also got a touchdown, helped boost his score a little bit. This is a scary team.
It's a bad week to be a person who predicted that an old running back would get washed up with Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara. It's like, okay, you know what? I guess being old doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, and I think everyone made these predictions before the season about what they thought was going to happen. It just shows we don't know anything about what we're talking about.
It's true.
These are all just guesses.
I have no idea.
All right, Ryan with the highest score of the week. No one would have thought that before going into week 4. Pranov was really, really close. Pranov was like less than half a point off.
Very close. Very close.
So already early on, we see Pranov, Jeff, best teams. Ryan has a good week. He might sneak his way back up in there, but to be seen. Let's look at our predictions. I threw Ian and Joey over there just to show that they were 50-50. That's what you expect from the guests that come on the show, a little more low information than you and I in this whole fantasy football game. But you and I getting 4 out of the 6 games correct. I'm almost back up to half. And then just a little quote down there at the bottom that you said last week. I think I'm just going to keep that in this slide just to make sure that everyone is doing their part.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like it.
Please gamble.
I think
It's
a great
awesome.
quote. Please gamble. It's awesome. I mean, what more can you say?
Yeah. What kind of percentage do you want by the end of the year? What are you going to try and shoot for?
You know what? I feel like that's a good question because for our first season, I feel like we got to set the bar a little low. I think if I'm above 60%, I'm happy.
60%.
But
Okay.
I need to be above 60%, and I also need to beat you. That's what will have me thinking it's a success.
Gosh, I was thinking like 70-75%. I'm far off. But
Maybe it should be a little higher. I don't know. I was just
No, I like
first.
where I am. I'm going to shoot for 60. I think that's a good goal.
Okay.
And then a secondary goal. I want a perfect week. I want a week where I
Ooh,
predict every game correctly.
that would be, yeah. That's a good goal. I'll have the same goal.
Alrighty. All right, let's take a look at the division standings. Up there in Division 1, Ian's moved up to second. Owen is down to third. Jeff and Ian both with 3 wins. And something I find interesting is Ian's points for is incredibly low, but he just has the lowest points against him in the whole freaking ball game. So that's why he's sitting there with 3 wins, even though he's only scored 364 points through 4 weeks.
Ian, I think, officially is on Black Magic watch.
Oh, it's for sure. I mean, he has a 68% playoff percentage. Joey's down there with almost 100 points more than him through 4 weeks with an 18. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I do think
it's, we're on a watch.
I think ESPN really doesn't like the fact that Rashee Rice got hurt, and that's why Joey's a little bit lower. But he also only has 1 win on the year.
Yeah.
Not
1
impressive.
win. Joey's a little bit in desperation mode, I think, a little bit from what I've heard from him personally.
Yeah, and down in Division 2, quite the close race we got going on there. Everyone within 1 win. The points for are all very close. And then on top of that, you're just getting absolutely wrecked in the playoff percentage. ESPN does not like you.
No, they hate
You're tied
me.
with me. And they're like, nope. Mm-mm.
I think ESPN needs AJ Brown to come back, I think is what it is. But it's tough to see how Ryan's team and Ryan's I mean, I guess we're only 1 game away in the standings, but I feel like Ryan's team does not warrant that much more of a percentage chance than me.
Yeah,
So
I tend to agree. I don't think so. But down in Division 3, Pranov undefeated with a 97% playoff percentage. I think I agree with that.
yeah.
Devin, Dom, and Zane to finish out that division. That one's not as close. I think Devin is a really strong candidate for a wild card. He's no longer really fighting Pranov, and he's not really fighting Dom or Zane either. I think he's just fighting some of the people in Division 1 and 2 for those wild card spots.
Yeah, I would agree.
Or early, though. It's early.
It's early. It is funny that Pranov auto-drafted, and he is 97% chance. Only undefeated team in the league at this point. Maybe I should take notes. Maybe I should just auto-draft next year. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm starting to think he faked auto-drafting and was actually there.
Okay. Could be.
Throwing some allegations around. Time for your favorite time of the week. We get some predictions.
Yeah, it is. It's my favorite time of the week. It's not my favorite matchup that I'll have this year, though.
Yeah, probably the hardest matchup you'll have all year. The best team versus what Joey would say is the worst team. I wouldn't say it.
I know.
Not much analysis to do here. I'm gonna go with Pranov.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. Joey is just absolutely just demolishing me, both in the episodes and in personal communication with him. I was playing some video games with him last night, and he did not have very nice things to say about my team at all.
Did you bring up your record?
I tried, but
he was not hearing you out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm winning this week. It's got to be Prana. I don't want anybody in the league to acknowledge who I'm starting at quarterback this week. We're just not going to talk about that.
I'm just going to go take a look because I don't know.
No, it's okay.
I'm a
We
little
don't have
curious.
to. We can kind of move on to Bobby versus Devin.
Oh no, it's bad.
Bobby with the 1-3 record. If I am reading that correctly, we have another. Let's get the counter up there for the Joey mistakes.
He has a record of 1.3.
Bobby has a record of 1.3. So I'm not going to take any more team slander from the dude who can't even put a dash down. But Bobby's got the 1-3 record. Devin kind of the opposite. The projected really likes Bobby. I think in this instance, I gotta agree. I think Bobby's got a really good team. I think he's been a little bit unlucky. I like his chance of winning this week.
It's my favorite time of the week to go against the commish. We're gonna predict Bobby for this win.
Yep. I wasn't even supposed to be an against the commish type pick.
For Dom and Ian, Dom's projection is a little lower than it should be. He still has a bye-week player in his lineup, so that'll be a little higher. And I know Ian made a lot of waiver wire moves over the past week. So
Indeed.
This is not necessarily representative of what the projections will actually be going into Sunday. I'm going to predict Dom here.
Okay. I'm going to take Ian. I can't, like I said, we're on a Black Magic watch, and it would not behoove me to go against the Black Magic.
That whole division is full of it, except for Jeff, who has a good team,
Yeah.
and Joey, who just cannot win games at the moment. All right, so we have Zane versus Jeff here. Zane made a lot of trades, a lot of waiver wire moves in the past few days. You got to go with Jeff. It's hard to go with Zane. I mean, feel free to go with Zane.
Yeah. I will not be going with Zane. I will be going with Jeff.
I think that is the smart move here. Owen versus Ryan. Projection is just maybe the biggest gap well, never mind, there's your game, but one of the biggest gaps we have of the week. Ryan favored over Owen. Owen dealing with a whole lot of injuries on his team for his starters.
Yep.
I think I'm agreeing with the projections this week. I'm gonna go with Ryan.
Yeah, I think, it's hard to say that anybody but Owen's going to win this game. I think, he's got the best team. He should win. He had those 2 additional draft picks. He's got the best team. He should win every week. He's still the favorite to win the Shri Ram in my book.
Alrighty. Even though he's gonna demolish Owen this week.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we know who predicts more games correctly.
It's not me. It's not me.
It's not you.
All right, and I will be playing Joey. The projection's quite high. I'm not going to let the current score of the Thursday night game influence me at all. We definitely recorded this before that.
Yes, we recorded this on Tuesday evening, as we usually do.
Yeah. It just took Joey a really long
not.
time to edit it.
Yeah, definitely not over the course of 2 nights because we had a laptop failure.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but if you look at the
Do you like my
average, I do like your suit. If you look at the average strength of schedule of our players' opponents, they're right around the same, right around 17 on average, which is a little lower than 16, which the overall average would be 32 teams in the NFL and all. So that doesn't help us at all. It's not a stat we usually look at, but brought it up for no reason.
No.
I'm going to go with myself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to go with you as well. Joey was saying some mean things about my team, and I want to continue to have a better record than him. So I will be taking you.
All right, we had a lot of agreement this week.
We did, which I don't think bodes well for my overall predictions record.
Gosh, throwback to week 1. I couldn't get that right either. All right, comment down below if you can spot the new Manning on the Manning wall.
Ooh.
Before Alan can.
Actually, is that new or is that not new?
Go ahead and circle the one that you think is new.
Can I circle? Oh, I can circle. Hold on, let me figure out how to
You
circle.
most certainly can.
Circle. Is it this one? I actually don't know if this is new or not.
Yeah, that's the new one. Congrats.
Okay, thank goodness. I was a little worried. I was like, have we seen that one before?
Do you have a question for the audience?
Oh, I would love to pose a question for the audience. I just, full disclosure, got back from a nice dinner with some coworkers at Texas Roadhouse. Want to hear down below, what's everybody's favorite chain restaurant to go to? I wouldn't say Texas Roadhouse is my favorite, but as I just enjoyed a nice meal from there, I'm thinking about some chain restaurants. So everybody, comment down below. Thank you for getting to this point of the episode. Sorry
What did
about
you
how
enjoy?
late. We're definitely going to get this out. What did I have at Texas?
Mm-hmm.
I had one of my coworkers ordered the 23-ounce porterhouse steak, so I just went ahead and joined him. So I just housed a 23-ounce steak, and now I'm here doing double L.
Yeah, that's why you're so high energy right now. All that protein.
Yeah, exactly. All that protein. We're getting after it. We're getting after it today on double L, and yesterday on double L. 2 days.
I like a good Applebee's from time to time.
Applebee's is good. I am a big fan of Applebee's. It's just they've got everything. It's tough
As far
to
as
beat
the
their
chains go.
selection. Yeah, plus their gummy shark bowl is
It's an absolute hit.
it's an absolute hit. It's great. You just got to make sure it's in the fishbowl bowl. Because I've had them.
Absolutely. If you get it to go,
in like a margarita.
if you get it to go, they just put it in a regular cup, and
it
also
has to have the shark. If it
and
doesn't
also
have the
if you-
shark, what is it?
if you get it to go, they give you a straw, as if you're
Ew.
going to consume it on your way home.
Yeah, maybe you are. I don't know. You know, drinking and driving is something that we don't condone on this show. We do condone gambling. We don't condone drinking and driving. Unless your keys are right there. I mean, come on.
It's so easy.
Yeah, it's not a tough thing to do. We
All
don't
right,
condone drinking and driving. We don't.
Do you want to roll the outro this week?
I think I'd love to roll the outro. I think the audience loves to be included on our stage notes here and our production notes, which is just one of us asking who
It
wants
says
to do the
right
outro.
here that Alan rolls outro.
Oh, everything that we've said in the last few sentences is all on the script. The script is very fourth wall. It's very meta.
I dropped the script.
You dropped the script. Oh no! What do we do? Thank you everybody for tuning in for another week of Double Out. Sorry that this one is a little bit delayed, but you know, sometimes you can't do much about technological issues. Everybody lambasted Joey for that in the comments.
You
It's
can
all
only
his
ask so
fault.
much out of an unpaid intern.
Yeah, out of an unpaid. Well, yeah, I think we do. We should talk about demoting him back down to intern instead of just having him be producer. But you know, I digress. Thanks everybody for watching. Please tune in next week for our next episode of Double Al. Thanks and peace out.
If you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost pal. I can call you daddy.